Station and Title Sports Live. Good morning. My name is Jason Chang, and I'm joined here in the booth by two-time Ontario Scotties Tournament Hearts gold medalist Mary Chilvers. Mary, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. Today is moving day in the standings. After today's two draws we are complete, we're really going to have a good look, a good idea of who's in the running. Looking at the standings, 6 teams are still in contention, and tiebreakers are definitely a possibility. I'm really excited to see how this all works out.
You're right, Mary. The standings starting to take shape, and this is draw 5. The action's underway. We're right behind sheet 3. Our feature match this morning, it's Brad Hertner's team from the Ulsterton Curling Club against the Ryan Werenich team from the Richmond Hill Curling Club. Mary, what are you expecting from these two teams? Brad Hertner's record right now, 0-4. Ryan Werenich, 1-3. Both looking for wins to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, I think the Hertner team, I would hazard a guess that they are no longer in contention for this competition. The Werenich team is, but they cannot afford any more losses. So I think it's Hertner's job here to play spoiler.
Hertner may be playing spoiler today, and I know Brad's mom, Judy, has been watching us all the way from sunny Florida. So if you're joining us this morning, Judy, good morning. They had 2 really good draws to the button, actually. I think Hertner hit the back of the button, and Werenich was right on the button. So Werenich playing the Redstones, they've got the hammer in the first end.
This corner guard just slips in the rings. Again, what we've seen all week about the draws, the ice being quite keen in the first end and draws slipping in or slipping behind the tee line.
Yeah, Mary, a few mistakes with some of those draws in the early ends, and really the team making those shots in the first couple of ends have ended up winning those games after scoring or stealing early in the game.
Right. You hate to give up 2 points even in the first end. It really sets the pace.
The lead for this Werenich team is Jen Werenich. And she's being asked to make a takeout here. Looks like it's over curling a little bit. She'll get the rock off, but it rolls out of the rings. Eight teams in this provincial mixed field. 4 sheets of action across the London Curling Club. And we're going to be bringing you all the action from the ice to your device for the next few days. All the round robin draws as well as the playoff draws. So let's set things up for you on the other sheets. Over on sheet 2, it's Ryan McCready. He's at 3-1 against undefeated Mike Anderson at 4-0. Over on sheet 4, it's Sebastian Robillard against Wayne Tuck, both teams at 3-1. Looking good in the standings right now. That'll be a good battle. We'll keep you up to date. And finally, on sheet 5, it's Kathy Ald's team. They're at 0-4 against Wiley Allen's team. They're at 2-2. So those are the 4 matches that are going on this morning. And we'll keep you up to date with the scores from those other games as well.
A couple of pretty interesting matches, Jason, on sheet 2 and sheet 4, as they are all at the top of the standings. So they're going to be knocking each other down here. Going to make things very interesting.
Well, that was a nice double takeout from Jordan Keon. Clears everything up in the rings. Scott Clinton, the second for the Brad Hertner team, being asked to put a rocket back into the rings. So now that there's not much out in front or in the rings, I expect this end to play out pretty simply, just exchanging hits.
Why don't we talk about your curling successes, Jason?
My limited amount of success, Mary.
Well,
You're
you
good.
were in the
Yep. You're not good.
Pacific Asian, is that what it was, the competition?
That's right. So I played in November. I played in the Pacific Asia Curling Championships for Team Hong Kong. So that's the region that includes Japan, China, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and a couple other countries, Kazakhstan as well. And those are the qualifiers for the World Championships. So the top two from that region make it through to the World Championships, similar to the European Championships, which is the qualifier in Europe for the Worlds. It's just a smaller region, so we only got 2 spots.
So who made it to the Worlds this year from that region?
Right, so on the men's side, Japan won their very first Pacific Asia Championships. Of course, they've been a very strong country. They've won a lot of silver and bronze medals. First time they won, so Yusuke Morozumi will be at the Worlds in Edmonton, as well as the team from China, Rui Lu. He's, of course, played at a couple of Olympic Games before. So they'll represent the Pacific Asia region well. And the Hong Kong men, we finished 6th out of 9 this year.
So the World's coming up tomorrow, I believe it starts, right?
That's right. Starts tomorrow, Saturday, in Edmonton, Alberta. Anytime a big curling event is happening in Edmonton, you're going to see a really good turnout and a big party. So
Yeah, they're great fans there. When they've had the Briar there in that big arena.
a couple of times, yes. I think the prior attendance records are all are held by the Edmonton organizing committees. So, of course, representing Canada will be Brad Gushu.
Yay!
What an exciting Briar that happened just a couple of weeks ago.
That was tremendous final.
Brad winning his first Briar in his home province.
It was a storybook ending for sure. So exciting. And Rachel Holman won hers in her own province too.
That's right.
Kind of cool.
And of course, Rachel went on to win the Women's World Championships in Beijing last week, I believe. Went 13-0, the first time a ladies team has gone undefeated through the World Championships. So congratulations to the Rachel Holman team. We really enjoyed covering her in Cobourg, Ontario at the Ontario Scotties.
Yeah, now after the Worlds is done, we all got to start gearing up for the Olympics. Olympic trials, pre-trials.
The pre-trials, the trials, those will be really exciting.
Are you thinking of going to Ottawa for the trials?
You know, I've received an invitation to stay over at a friend's place and go watch the trials, so might take her up on that offer.
Yeah, I think with it being so close to home, it'd be silly not to at least attend a couple of days.
Yes, you're really going to see some very good curling at those trials. You've got the top teams over the last couple of seasons consistently on that tour, collecting the qualifying points for the trials, going for one lonely spot to represent Canada at the Olympics. Well, as we've expected, this first end now shaping up just to be shaping up towards a blank end. Ryan Werenich, his first stone in the first. He's got the hammer, trying to hit and stick here. Well, final stone for Brad. He'll try to hit and stick and force Ryan to hit and blank. Not a lot of rocks in play in the first end, so played this one pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think they tried to, but the first corner guard came into the house, and that's when, you know, the strategy changes.
That just shows you the importance of those lead rocks. They really dictate how the end might play out.
Lead rocks are crucial. When you're putting together a curling team, I think that is definitely the most important position to fill.
Is that the position you played, Mary?
I did, yeah.
You did that really well, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Pretty good.
No, you got, well, you know, lead is just, they determine how the entire end's going to be played.
Yep.
So they have to make their shots. Their shots are not difficult, but they're crucial.
They've got to be very consistent in putting those guards up and making those draws around the guards, keeping rocks above the tee line. Well, Ryan makes no mistake on his last rock, hits and rolls out for the blank. So Werenich will retain the hammer into the second end.
That Werenich name just sounds a little familiar to me.
It is a little familiar. Ryan, of course, is Eddie Werenich's son.
It's kind of neat. We have Eddie Werenich's son and Neil Harrison's son both in this competition.
That's right.
Throw, Jenny.
Yeah, I ran into Eddie just a couple of weeks ago at the Richmond Hill Curling Club.
Did you really?
He was there, yeah. I was at a bonspiel there.
Was he there watching?
He was just there watching, yeah.
Really? How was he?
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I think this one will stop. Maybe in the ring.
Well, Jen being asked for that corner guard, and it looks like it's going to stop in time. Well, might expect a few more rocks in play this end.
But it's, just make sure it splits center line. Whoa, whoa, over curling. Cool.
Well, that's a good center guard. So Ryan is asking Jen to maybe play a freeze or a freeze tap on that blue rock that's in the rings. Jennifer Werenich is the lead for this team. Lives in Vaughan, Ontario, and is a teacher.
Lot of room.
A two-time Toronto Curling Association mixed champion.
Yep. Really hard. Hard. Go. You got it. Hard, hard, hard. Keep going.
And
Keep going.
possibly the 2017 Richmond Hill Curling Club mixed league champion as well. Their game's on Tuesday, so those are the finals. So good luck to her, trying to win her club championship.
She made a nice shot there.
Yeah, it came right around that blue rock, so good awareness there. I think they were looking for maybe a freeze or a tap on the top one, but had a little extra weight, so went right around it.
Good. Line's really good. Line's perfect. No bounce. No bounce. Nice throw, Scott.
There's
Great
another
save,
great
guys.
shot. Perfect freeze.
Gonna move it like like a foot.
Yeah, really nicely done by Scott Clinton. And we'll probably see another freeze attempt here, maybe a freeze tap being asked for by Ryan for Jordan Keon, the second of the Werenich team.
Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yep. Wait only. Whoa, rim. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Jordan works at IBM, and aside from curling, he's a really good curler actually. Plays out of the Richmond Hill Curling Club, so that's Zone 7, the same zone I play out of, so I run into Jordan quite a bit. He's also an avid baseball player and coaches the
Okay, corner frozen is okay.
AA winning team from 2016. And it doesn't say this on his bio, but I think his claim to baseball coaching fame is actually getting ejected from a game by the umpire. I didn't know that happened in AA, but
What did he do?
I think he was arguing with the umpire over a call.
Line's good. Line's good. You can bring it right to it.
Gotta go.
Well, you can.
Really good.
Good, Scott.
No, I think that thing I'm looking at is, no, yeah, something else there.
It goes. Hair high.
Yes.
Nose is close. Just hair high, firm. Yep, yep, yep.
Jordan's a really solid curler. Him and his men's team have been knocking on the door at the men's level for a few years, losing out in the regionals the last couple of years.
So does Jordan skip that team, or does he?
Jordan plays third on that team.
And who's the skip? Do you know
The skip is
offhand?
Mike Shepard.
Okay, yeah.
And Jordan's making me laugh here. I'm reading his bio, and the proudest moment in curling, I would not have
I mean, that's really
wrote
good.
this if I were him, but curling half a season with me was his proudest moment. And I think he realized after half a season that I was really making his curling quite bad.
These guys are jokesters
draw
when they
this
fill out
way.
these questionnaires for us.
Really, I think his proudest moment is being in the Dominion Club Championship National Final, now called the Travelers.
Okay.
Yep, yes! Yes! Hey, wait, whoa.
Whoa! Whoa there.
Oh, geez.
No. No.
Yep, 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 yep. Yeah. Okay. Right into here. Make that. Maybe touch that in there, it's not bad. Just like back line-ish. Whoa.
Oh, and I think somebody burnt the rock.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
that was Katie throwing her third stones, and might have been her husband, Jordan, who burned it. So,
Oh, he's in trouble.
yeah, they're standing right beside each other by the hog lines, but not looking at each other right now. So,
That
doesn't do us any good.
Well,
Nudge.
that's
Hit his guard.
going to put them in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, we've got Brad Hertner, who's got 3 red stones in that 4-foot area, crowding that button.
Line's good.
Whoa, Scott.
Line's good. Just tight.
Oh, Scott.
Line's fine. Doesn't need
Brad's
to curl.
asking Beth to play a guard, I think. Protect that situation that they have. They got a pretty good situation right now.
Good.
Well, Mary, what do you think the options are here?
Do on this one, but no. He doesn't seem to want to play this one. No, I think
I like this. I thought he might have done this a couple of rocks earlier.
Yeah.
Just trying to take off this guard.
Yeah, I can throw it a little tighter.
Be great if he
So
could double them
that-
both
make
off.
that draw to the button a little tougher.
Don't think that's going to happen.
It is curling over now.
Oh, there we
Maybe.
go.
Drives the
Ew.
blue one in.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
that's a little bit of unfortunate break. The way those came in, I think improved Brad's situation in the house, actually. She did get the 2 guards off the front, so
Yeah,
gives
that's-
herself a little bit more room.
Yeah,
Might jam both ways. That double
I
probably
think
jams,
Ryan's
but I
going
think
to have
that's what
to
he's gonna
throw the
play,
high
right?
hard one here. If he can at some
think guard
point.
the nose of this
Get
one?
rid of some of those blues.
I think guard the nose of that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ryan right now, his 2 red rocks are sort of behind the tee. It might be catchers.
I mean, I think we could guard the crotch because if you give him the outside, everything's gonna jam here, right?
He's gonna roll out.
Yeah.
He sees this out.
Maybe give him like a little bit of the outside of that.
So pretty much a center guy.
Yeah, split the center.
I like it.
Okay.
Is that what Jenny had for center?
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Split the center, I think. Split the center line. Yeah, a little less, Beth.
Well, this Hertner team surveyed the situation for a little bit, but I think, what have they decided to do here, Mary? Are they going to put up the guard?
Yeah, I think they are.
Just split center, split center, split center. Whoa.
Well, this rock is slipping into the rings.
Okay. Bad slide. It's a bad slide. It's kind of a bad slide. It was a little quiet out, and I kind of had to feel like pushing.
Yep. No, yeah. You want to nose it, right? No. Yeah.
Ted knows it pretty much.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Might as well just sort of like control.
Okay.
Well, Brad's rocks are in some very nice spots. I mean, they all seem to want to jam and stick around if Ryan tries to hit them. So they're having a good look at the situation. Mary, what are you seeing here?
I like this call. I think he needs to hit this. If he gets out of this with giving up 2 points, I think he's happy. And now he's looking at
Trying
maybe
to
a
blast
triple.
everything?
Almost nose. Yeah. Just touch. Okay. Yeah. Here. Okay.
No. Ryan does have 2 stones remaining, and he does have the hammer, so looks like he's going to try to throw a hard one and see how many of these he can get out. But looking at the angles, a lot of them look like they're just going to jam, so... But even if he pushes some of those rocks and they jam and move them to the back of the rings, that'll give him a little bit more space to play his last one.
I think the A and B draws together into one pool, and then basically before the next one. So we just kept on going until we got. Then we went up to snack. Which could have fed an arm to 100. Oh. Was he hoping to push the one on just on center to the back red?
I think he just threw that a little tight.
Yes, hit it
Didn't
on the
really have a
inside
chance.
of
Yeah.
the rock instead of the outside of the rock. Didn't make any of those rocks in the 4-foot area move, and that's gonna create a big problem for him on his last stone because he's really got no space to get in right now.
I think we guard this one. I don't know where that goes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit over center.
Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah.
This is what you had.
I think edge of the 4. Yeah, we're just gonna guard the one on your side. Nose, same.
Roll left. You had about 90.
I didn't mind the distance.
No, it's okay.
Well, without the hammer, Brad's last stone, and I think he's trying to put up a guard again.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Well, now I'm not sure what Ryan has to actually score. Can he
It shouldn't have curled that much.
hit it hard enough to make a triple? I'm not sure that's there.
Always picks up a little crap.
I honestly don't think he can score. I think he's gonna have to give up a couple.
It takes away the draw. It does take away the draw to cut us down. And I think everything jams here.
If we, it's losing that too.
Midful. I don't think you can stop it. You can't stop it, but off of this, I can touch it. I think just to make it like half rock, it's thin enough that you probably hit that. I think we just
Or draw.
there's no draw anywhere.
No. Okay, so hit it. Let's go. Yep.
Well, it looks like they're just going to try to hit it hard and see if they can get a couple of these out. I think they're wondering whether if you can slash it, maybe hit it half a rock, slash it into those two other blue ones, whether they can get them all to squirt away from the 4-foot area. Might just be there if you hit it perfectly. Final stone, second in. Werenich facing 3, throwing some heat. And, oh. Well, he missed the rock that he was trying to hit, but it hit into his back red one and jumped over towards the button area. And I think he's managed to limit it to just 2. Yes, I think it's just a steal of 2 for Brad Hertner. I think there was a couple of anxious moments. Looked like they were going to miss everything, but
Yeah, I think honestly, the way that end was looking, he's lucky that he gave up 2 points. You know, could have
You're-
been 3 or 4 at some point, so.
You're right, Mary. Well, a good start for the Hertner team, stealing 2 points in the second end to go up 2-0. Werenich's team will just have to regroup here in the third end.
This is Jenny Hertner, the lead for the Hertner team. Jenny's an insurance broker.
This Hertner team is one of 2 teams representing Ilderton at these championships. The other being Wayne Tuck's team, also representing Ilderton. Brad's team actually made it to the provincials through the challenge round competition. So how these teams get here is either through one of 3 qualifying tournaments, the West, Central, and the East qualifying tournaments, or through the challenge round. So Brad beat, I think, Craig Shindy in the challenge round to make it here.
That's the first time they've had a challenge round for mixed curling.
Yeah, the playdown structures have been in a bit of flux over the last couple of seasons, trying to find the optimal format for each competition. I think this was a good move by the Curlon, the Ontario Curling Association, to go to the 3 qualifiers plus a challenge round for the mixed tournament. Jen Werenich here throwing her second lead stone. Being asked to play a second corner guard, so ignoring those blue Hertner rocks in the rings, putting up 2 guards to try to set up some offense. Now, interesting fact about Jen, and I'm going to have to ask you, Mary, what this actually means. And maybe our camera crew can even zoom in, I don't know, but she says she micro crimps her hair, and for us to check it out. So if our camera guys ever get a good shot of this, that's your
Who does that?
that's your task for today. Jen Werenich, the lead for the Werenich team, micro crimps her hair. What does that mean, Mary? What does micro crimping mean?
You know what? I think I'm stumped on that one.
You're stumped?
If she has a crimping, her hair does not look crimped to me.
I think that's why it's called micro crimping.
Yeah.
It's hard to see from a distance.
Well,
so
now I'm really
we
gonna be
really
looking.
have to zoom in. Maybe we'll have to ask her about it later.
This situation is looking a little better for Ryan Werenich's team. Corner guard up. Only a couple of rocks in play behind the tee.
Jordan's now being asked to make a play on those rocks in the rings. Just move them around. Try to push them back and create a bit of a wall on the back of the rings. That was well thrown. Now Brad's got to be a little bit careful when he plays these takeouts.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Good.
Jordan being asked to play the freeze. He motioned right out of his hand that he might have been a little bit heavy, and the sweepers have backed right off of it. A little tap, that's not bad, Mary.
No, that's fine. That's a good shot. He's setting things up for the back end here by tapping those rocks back.
Whoa.
Here's Katie Keon's first stone. Trying to position this right in front of those other blue ones that are in the rings. Chaps off of one and rolls, sort of frozen on the other one, so
It's not bad.
that's pretty good. She's not shot rock, but Brad's going to have to deal with this.
Yep. Hurry. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Well, I think that rock didn't curl quite enough for them. So the red rock didn't
They usually go so crazy.
didn't go out of the rings, jammed on that other blue rock that was in the rings. Do you think they can make a double and stick here? Or
No, I think a better call is just what he's calling here, just to tap, sit right on top of that blue one, tap the back blue one out.
right, so just throw enough weight to move the back rock out of the rings and sit on top of the top blue one. Katie works at the York Region Transit and has two beautiful sons with Jordan, Finn and Maddox.
They've set up a double here for Brad. But again, not terrible for Ryan. He could still score 2 in this end.
call, Beth.
Good shot there by Brad. Makes the double, sticks around.
Good call. Sorry, I called him off. I felt I popped it a little on the
Ryan's going to be
face,
looking to make a
so
hidden roll here. Try to roll in front of the other blue rock or maybe even a piece behind the corner guard. Try to get his deuce that way. And a nice roll, Mary.
Wow, what a great shot. That's a beautiful shot. I think
That's
he can still get at it though, eh? I think Brad.
Yeah, Brad can still see all the rock, so can definitely get it out, but it'd be very difficult to hit and stick around. Really nice shot there by Ryan Werenich. That was so precise. Just flops over in front of the other blue stone. Ryan, of course, very accomplished curler himself. He's played at a number of these mixed provincial championships, a TCA mixed championship winner. He's also played at the Ontario Tankard. Was a finalist in 1993. I believe he was, or in 2003. I think he was playing for Dale Matchett through Third Stones. Brad trying to make this red one go away. Loses his own one at the back, but that's okay. Most importantly was getting that red one right out.
So Ryan will try for the blank.
It's the final stone of the third end for Ryan Werenich. With the hammer, looking to blank the end, and he hits and sticks in the rings. So Werenich will take his 1 point here in the third end, and he trails Brad Hertner by a score of 2-1 as we head into the fourth end. Well, Mary, the volunteers here at the London Curling Club have been doing a great job putting on this tournament for the competitors, providing them with some great hospitality. Of course, there's a number of volunteers volunteering as timekeepers as well. How important is it to have such an active base of volunteers at curling clubs these days?
Well, it's really important, you know. It's I think it's fun actually for a volunteer, for the club curlers to get involved in something like this. This was to be a center guard. A little light and tight, I think, there.
Yeah, it ends up more being a corner guard, and that's what Brad is thinking as well. So he's saying just go around it.
Absolutely.
Wait only.
Well, having a quick look on the other sheets. Mike Anderson versus Ryan McCready. Mike Anderson leads 1-0. They're playing the third end, and McCready has the hammer. Looks like McCready's drawing for 1 against 3, so we'll let you know if he makes it. Over on sheet 4, it's Wayne Tuck leading Sebastian Robillard 3-1. They're playing the fourth end, and Tuck has the hammer. And over on the far side, that's sheet 5. Wiley Allen leading Kathy Auld by a score of 4-1. Wiley made a nice shot to score 4 in the second end. So Kathy's got the hammer here in the third end. And Ryan McCready did make his draw 4-1 against 3. Anderson counters, so they're tied at 1-1 heading into the fourth end.
Like this better?
Got room.
Well, that rock just slips us just a little bit deep. Ryan's going to ask Jordan to make a hidden roll here.
That's a really nice shot for a couple of reasons. It does remove the blue rock, but they've now got some nice red rocks in front of the house, covering center line.
Yeah, those red stones are sort of helping the Werenich team control the front of the rings.
Yeah, and they're looking to steal here, so good situation.
Well, Brad's recognizing that, so asking Scott to make a takeout here. Well, overcurled stone gets rid of the guard, so that's not a bad plan B. This Werenich team has shared a lot about their hair in the bios. We have this micro crimping from Jen Werenich, and Jordan wants the world to know that he can grow a beard in a single day. And I think that's the beard that he grew overnight.
Is
the
that
one he's
right?
got on right now. So. And I can definitely attest to that. He does grow his beards really quickly. Notice that curling with him for that half a season.
Really. This is the year of the beards, you know. I don't know if you saw on the curling tour, all the guys had beards.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Brad Jacobs sporting a pretty good beard. A few of the guys on the Mike McEwen team as well. I'm still working on mine.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa. Good.
I would focus, right? Maybe I look over at, Wayne and Jason.
Well, there were a couple of rocks out in front, a couple of rocks in the ring, but how quickly a couple of shots has changed the complexion of this end, and we're almost going to see no rocks in play very soon after Katie throws this takeout. Nicely done there. Gets rid of the rock in the rings as well. For those tuning in for the first time, the sheets here at the London Curling Club are a little bit smaller than regulation curling ice. So those two rocks that are close to the sideline, you'll see it in the picture later, even though they're touching the line, they're still in play.
Hold on. Got room.
You'll see that come up on your screen, that red rock on your top left and that red rock on the right-hand side, both in play. They're touching the line, but as long as they're half on your side of the sheet, they are still in play. It can get a little bit confusing because that blue rock that's on that same line is actually belongs to the other sheet.
Right. That one may be a little bit down weight.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't seem to have a lot of weight for that shot. And unfortunately, she rolled her shooter in front of that blue rock and mostly guarding it now. So Brad's going to ask Beth to throw this onto the other side of the rings. Split the rings, as they say, and try to set up the deuce that way. Would you ever think about trying to draw around that red guard and putting two behind that one red guard here, or splitting the rings the right call?
I like splitting the rings. He's not desperate for 3 points. 2 is huge, and if you don't make it perfect, you can set up a double.
Yeah, Brad's already up 2-1 right now with the hammer, so 2 points is pretty good.
Might be a double here anyway. They didn't even out those rocks. So there is a bit of an angle there.
Just coming off a little. It was hard to take from him, I'll tell you.
Throwing big weight here.
This is close.
Pretty close, jumping across. Not bad.
That's a really good shot. It's actually almost all buried.
Yep. Here's yeah, and honestly, it did not curl as.
He also pushes that other blue rock open, so. Brad's going to try to make a play on this red rock, but he's really got to be careful. He can't see a lot of this, and if he catches it too thin, he might not move that red rock out at all. He's got to get pretty close to the guard, I think.
What's that? Yeah. Well, Beth, this is Beth's line, and it didn't curl like crazy.
Scott sweeping it for some extra curl, and very nicely done. Pushes the red one out and sticks around.
Again, I think another double setup here for Ryan.
A little less distance between these two rocks in his first attempt, so this one should be a little bit easier, but that guard, he's got to be careful not to get this wide and hit the guard.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he should come the other way at this.
Well, him and Katie were discussing the ice there, and maybe they just feel they know the outturn side a little bit better and wanting to avoid crossing that center line. We've seen a lot of rocks start curling aggressively off the center line, so.
This is close.
Yeah, it's very, very close looking. Might curl up just a little bit too much though. Yeah, it just
Wow,
curled
that
up on them. I think we've seen this week a lot of shots that are near the center line have been a bit tricky. Seems like there is a bit more curl going from the center line outward to the wings rather than outside in. A little bit more curl inside out than outside in.
Ryan looks a little confused on that because they really didn't start sweeping it till 3/4 of the way down. With that kind of weight, you'd think it'd be close, but it really overcurled.
Well, a good opportunity here for Brad to hit and stick for his 2 points.
Hard! Hard, Jenny!
Good looking shot coming down. I think he's made this perfectly. And there it is, hit and stick for 2 for Brad Hertner and his team from the Alderton Curling Club. He's going to take a 4-1 lead going into the 4th end break. And the teams have an option to take up to 5 minutes. Well, the entire TSL crew works very hard from the mornings to late at night to bring you the live coverage on titlesportslive.ca. We thank Curlon, the Ontario Curling Association, for letting us make this happen. Our audio tech, O'Neill, out on the ice, may be making some adjustments on the microphones of the players.
I think he wants to join the game. Throw a few.
Well, we took O'Neill out to throw a few rocks when we were at the Recharge with Milk Tankard and the Ontario Scotties Tournament of Hearts, playing in the Coburg Community Center. And O'Neill and some of the crew got a chance to throw a few rocks with me, Rebecca, and Ian Tetley.
How'd he do?
They did pretty well. They did pretty well, and I think we brought Glenn Howard's team a lot of luck going into that final because Ian let us borrow Glenn Howard's brooms to play with. So I'm not sure Glenn actually knows this yet.
I think there's still a problem with the mic. How are we doing on the other sheets here, Jason?
Yeah, having a look over on sheet 5, they're playing the 4th end, and it's Wiley Allen leading 4-2 over Kathy Auld. Wiley's got the hammer. Over on sheet 2, they're playing the 4th end as well. It's a 1-1 tie. Mike Anderson's got the hammer. Facing a red stone at the back of the rings, I think he's trying to make a tap or just a draw to the side of the forefoot to score his 1. You can actually see that shot coming down the ice on your screen right now.
Sheet 4 complete, I think, Jason.
And on sheet 4, we have our first final. And I'm not sure what happened in the fourth end, but I believe Wayne Tuck scored a bunch and has defeated Sebastian Robillard.
Yeah, it was just a struggle all around. Oh well.
Okay, we are back
Are you guys coming back?
on our sheet.
You're one event today. I wish I could tell you which game is going to be good. You never know. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Should be okay, eh? It's curling, so it should be fine. Good, John. It's right on the curl on logo.
Well, Mary, what did you think about the first four ends? The opening steal of 2 from Brad Hertner's team in the second end, another 2 that they took in the fourth end gives them a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, I think the Hertner team have controlled this game so far. Ryan needs to get a couple of good shots here, having the hammer.
Line's good. Yep. Yep. Good, good, good. Throw, Jenny.
Ryan's just going to try to come around the corner guard.
A lot of room.
Yeah, just ignore those
Go
2
ahead,
rocks
Dan.
in the house for now and make use of that corner guard that you've put up.
Line's gonna get there. Easy. Have a look. Have a look. Line will be okay. Yeah, it's gonna go sideways. Yeah,
That's too bad. Just slipped through the rings.
Throw, Scott.
Scott Clinton peeling off the center guard.
I know, that's 2 out of 3. Darn, I said, come on, you guys, make your shots. Well, we got a nice period of curling for it.
Okay, hold on.
With the Werenich's lead second rocks going through the rings, it gave them the chance to, the Hertner team to peel that corner guard, and now it's going to force the Werenich team to start playing into the center
Good try, Jordan. Tough one.
of the rings, which is not desirable.
Could he have thrown up another corner guard?
Yeah, he could have, for sure.
Get away, you like.
This is what got him in trouble in the second end, with all the rocks on the 4-foot area.
Close. Okay, good.
Same shot, Jordan. Same weight.
Brad starting to pile some rocks in there, but not necessarily an advantage. The more rocks that are in play, the more that the Werenich team has to use to try to generate some offense.
Ready? Yep, yep. Hard. Really hard.
This one's over curling.
Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard, hard. Okay.
Yeah,
Rock
hits the
maybe, or-
rock on the top of the
bit
12
lighter.
and just rolls over a little bit. Well, Brad's got a bit of a decision to make now. Does he try to protect this situation, or does he just try remove that red stone that was just played?
Like from score 2 mode to score 1 mode. Survival mode.
I think
I like either guarding it or trying to get around it a bit. Okay.
All right, Katie. Make some blues go away.
Well, I think they've decided to protect the situation.
Tap that red to start with, eh?
And leave that red rock in play.
Line's good. Well, it might overcurl. No, line's perfect. Just right off. Right off.
See, that's a mistake. I didn't like that call. I would have removed that red rock.
Yeah, and
Probably
they've
almost
pushed
have
it
to make
into the
this one,
rings
though.
as well.
He dead knows that it's just a crotch, so you gotta roll it a bit. Normal.
So now Katie's being
Yeah.
asked to play a takeout
Hard.
here, maybe a double takeout.
Really
remove
hard.
a couple of those red stones
Hard.
and try to hang around.
Hard. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just dead stuff it. Perfect.
Really close, but just jams it dead on the back one.
Still not bad, though.
Well, I think you're going to see Brad moving those red rocks out now.
Like that?
Gotta wait.
Go normal.
No.
Yes! Yes!
So it's 7-1.
Hard!
Nose hit, Katie. Try and get this one. Well, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Beth made a nice double there for the
Hard.
Hertner team. So
Hard.
they're sitting 3 again.
Whoa. Yep.
Katie trying to move a couple of rocks, and she dead jams it again. Those are so close to being perfect, but
Can't do it 3 times.
Edge to edge is good, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Right there?
Yep.
There you go, a little more.
Okay.
Yeah, just, it all has to be as edge to edge with the red. Just got to be on edge with the red. I'd like it deepish. Yeah, not touching though. Okay.
well, What's Brad doing here? Just playing a guard now?
Yeah, I think Brad will just put up a guard. Cover the red rock.
Just touching center line.
Only 2 teams can be at one loss.
You're getting late into the end now, so just trying to remove all the paths into the button area.
3 losses coming.
Pretty good shot.
Yeah, it's possible you can get them all. So let's start by hitting the right side of the rock first.
Let's start with contact.
Maybe touch more. Yeah. In turn.
First rock for Ryan Werenich. In the 5th end, he's trying to run this blue one onto the other 2 blues that are in the forefoot. Try to get them all moving. And, oh, great shot.
Really nice shot.
And that gets 2 of them out, spills one to the back of the 12, and that really will open things up for him.
Coach the games on the other end. Yeah, exactly. And the other games out there. You gotta, help out the other sheet.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether I should hit that or not, but that. It's.
You're gonna jam?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure it's worth trying.
I don't think so. You just threw the draw. If they swept that, you're right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is what you had for that.
Just got to beat that one. And
Yeah.
almost anywhere, right? I mean,
Do you want a little more ice or the same?
well, I think,
That's what you had for your that shot right
yeah, and it's over a little bit now,
there.
right?
It is, yeah.
And it'll be a hair more weight. I think that should be good. Yeah.
Just tuck around this time.
Yeah, we just need to, just need to out count the one at the top there. Well, I'd like to tuck a piece.
They're sitting one right now.
No, we are.
I think Brad's still sitting shot rock in the back of the 12, so he's going to try to put a second rock into the rings. Behind the center guards, try to sit 2 to force Werenich to take a single point. He's got to be a little bit careful not to bump up that red rock. So I'm sure he's taking plenty of ice here.
Got to be careful about setting up a double as well.
That's true. I might be tempted to sweep that further back. A double looks very makeable right now.
All right, we're gonna try it. I don't think we need to whip it.
No.
I think we'll throw just get normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got to go for it.
It's thin-ish.
These 2 points.
It's not crazy thin, no. It's just thin-ish. Third's good, yep. Small half makes it. No, I don't want to whip it. I just want to throw normalish. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Mary, I agree with you. I think with the scoreline, what it is, he really needs to try to take 2 here. He's got a chance to do it. I'm not sure if that's the shot he's decided to play or just go for the hidden stick, which is a little more conservative. This rock's curling right out of his hand. Will he get it by? Just
might
gets it
get
by. He
the
might get
double.
the double instead. And
No.
spill off the top. It's a steal of 1 point for Hertner. And he takes a 5-1 lead after 5 ends. Well, Mary, the double was there. I think about a third of the rock, and he would make the double. Of course, there's a little risk to that, but he was down 4-1.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised he didn't play it.
Well, he was very fortunate to still have managed to remove one of those blue stones after rubbing on the top red rock. Well, now the score is 5-1. They're playing the 6th end, and Brad's going to want this one in the rings. The OCA Senior Mix Provincials also happening at the London Curling Club this week. Al Hutchison and Rob LaBelle leading those standings. They're both at 3-0. Francis Hocko at 2-1. And then a pack at 1-2. Kendall Balchin, Frank Gauman, Doug Miller, Hugh Whittup. And 0-3 is Dave Cormier. They'll be back on the ice this afternoon. We get a chance to hang out with some of those senior mixed players, and they're having a lot of fun here as well.
Yeah,
In fact, I think they have a little bit more fun than the mix, maybe because it doesn't end up leading to a world championship, so people are maybe a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I think so. I think they still want to win, but little more relaxing for them.
Well, he took the middle of the phone.
You always want to win a provincial, whether it goes to a national or not.
Absolutely. There's a lot of pride in winning a provincial championships and hanging that banner at your home club.
Yeah.
Mike, can you take the shooter? Yeah. Maybe not. No. Yes, he can take the shooter. I don't think you want to rifle.
Really curling, guys. Hard. Yeah, that's good, Yep. Yes.
Steal one for sure.
Good.
Wait. See you, Sarah. Get some sleep.
Ryan is just going to continue to put some corner guards up. See if he can get a miss from the Hertner team.
Brad's team have been playing very well this game, making a lot of shots with a lot of precision. They've kept the pressure up on Werenich, and they've had a few mistakes.
Yep. That's good.
Ryan's now going to start playing into the center.
Yeah, hard line. Hard line.
Try to get some freezes,
Hard.
get some come arounds. That's a beautiful shot.
Wow. Snuck it around both those rocks in the top of the rings. Got it all buried, actually.
And those blues are staggered. I don't know if they can get at that red rock.
Definitely can't get at them very easily. I think Beth was being asked to push that blue rock that's in the top of the 4 up a little bit. She came up a little bit light. But what does Ryan do with this situation here?
Probably gonna touch that. You have to move it, I guess, so.
What do you say?
Just board weight. Board.
Yep.
I was almost thinking he should try to draw the same draw that he played earlier. I know it's really a precision shot.
Instead, he's trying to move those 2 rocks at the top of the 12.
But that's just going to, right? That red rock of his was in a good position. However, he's got 2 in the house here now, so Hertner has to be careful.
Just T-line.
Red is just risky. What is it, touch more? Okay.
Yeah, I think Ryan maybe was a little bit worried that things were getting too congested in that 4-foot area. And just opening up a little bit might give him a better chance to score his 2 points.
Close. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Harry, do you like this call here? Brad's trying to tap up his own blue one into the 4-footer button area. He's ignoring the other 2 red rocks that are in play.
Oh my coworkers, yeah. What are you doing here? On a work day? Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't have this many rocks up there, but
Yeah.
we got the good spots, right?
You like that, Ross?
I think you definitely have to move that.
Huh? We have to move that?
I think you want that to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, you're not gonna like the angles though. Once that rolls there and then they guard it,
gross. This one.
like you're never gonna see this.
This one. This one there. See if we
Through the hole, fracture.
That too, yeah. I like that better.
Try this.
Yeah. See if we can make one of these. For goodness sake. A double. Yeah. Move things.
Yep.
The team surveyed what the situation was in the house over that timeout, trying to figure out which rocks to try to remove. They need to get a couple of them out of there.
Shooter, George, something. Good try, Katie.
Katie,
I do too. Probably make that double, but that's. Yeah, exactly. No, I know. He's got like into there. Yeah, I don't think he's got this, right? There's nothing. He's got that run double. This one. There's
Can't you
double
just
there.
go here?
Yeah.
No,
Your
Yeah.
light, your light?
Yeah.
I like top 12.
Yeah, I do too.
If we can tuck a piece, we'll tuck a piece. Yeah.
Top 12. If we can take it in and tuck a piece, that's good, but we just got a top 12 in front of our shot stone. If it can come and tuck an inch behind, that's really good. But
Are we playing a guard here, Jason?
I think so. Hertner team's sitting 3 blue rocks right now, but it's always scary when there are 3 opposition stones hanging around in the rings. Sometimes those rocks in the 12-foot come back to bite you, but I'm not sure they have a lot of choice here. They need to either put another one into the rings or protect the situation somehow.
I don't think this is too risky. The way those blue rocks are situated. There's no triples.
Yeah, there's no natural triple.
I see enough to make that.
Or, yeah. Like if we nose that 5, isn't the 6 going in here and making trouble? No?
Which, the 8? Or the
This
6?
one?
The 6, I guess. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah. He just, by touching that, he took it away pretty much, eh?
What if we hit this one?
Shooter's not in the rings.
No.
And, yeah, I mean, you're lying 4th shot, I think. So I don't think that'll do it. I think we got to try and, I don't know. What if I just made this double?
What about that?
Jams, but. Yeah,
Okay, this double?
yeah. Or Katie's way again,
think
but then
don't
we
we
still
have
don't
to
have
move
anything here, eh?
angles here, though?
So it doesn't matter. We got to do something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you gotta move this.
Okay, I think let's try and hit this onto here. Okay? Sick as we can get it onto here. And just see what happens. Be firm again, I guess.
How much?
Firm. Just normal, actually, just normal.
Pardon?
I think just normal.
The extra weight's not gonna do anything for us.
Well, they're going to try to remove a couple of these blue ones, but hard to remove more than 2, I think. Ryan's first stone here in the sixth end.
Well.
Drives the red one onto one of the rocks.
The only shot for him though is this one. Right?
You want to come here?
I mean, that's really good.
So you just threw that.
Yeah.
This is what you had. You're a little tight.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to touch that one. I'd rather touch theirs a little bit and roll the middle. So yeah.
less?
Yeah, I like that. Running in the red's the only thing he's got.
Yeah, so if we can tuck a little bit.
Yeah. Just between it and Shotstone.
Well, Brad's still got a very good situation in the house. Very tough situation for Werenich to score.
It's a little hair tight too. You can go all the way. Go all the
I
way.
think Brad's going to try to guard the center line. There might be a small port there that Ryan can come through to just tap that blue stone that's on the side of the button coming onto your screen soon. And he's done just that, so he's blocked off the middle. And now the only thing I can see for Ryan is to use that red rock and
More. Yeah. You got her. Yeah. Don't worry too much about the weight. Because we can, yeah. I mean, light's not good. Yeah, I'll give it a chance.
Angle tap here, Jason?
I think so. From the ice that he's got, it looks like he's just going to try to play a straight tap. It's the final stone of the sixth end for Ryan Werenich.
Yep.
This is all or nothing here, I think. Needs to tap this red stone that's in the top 12 right onto the button area. He moves it over and he gets second shot.
Yeah, cuts them down.
Yeah, cuts it down to just 1 point for blue. That keeps the game alive. It'd be tough for them though. Down 6-1, playing 7.
Looks like they're going to shake.
Looks like they've decided it's a bit insurmountable.
Yeah.
It's 1 point for Brad Hertner, and that's the final. 6-1. Team Hertner beats Team Werenich, and that puts Hertner into the win column, Mary.
Yep, that gives Hertner his first win.
And drops Werenich to 1-4. Well, Mary, how did you think about that game? Brad Hertner putting it all together in this game. Their team all playing very well. The Werenich team just seemed to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, the Hertner team played very well. They're pretty happy we're here, giving them each other high fives, finally getting a win on the board. They did play well. They played aggressively, and the Werenich team just weren't getting their shots in the right spots. So Hertner wins.
Well, let's give the viewers a quick update on the other sheets. Over on sheet 2, Ryan McCready leading Mike Anderson 3-1. They're playing the 6th, Anderson with the hammer. We had the final on sheet 4. That was Wayne Tuck over Sebastian Robillard by a score of 7-1. They finished in 4 ends. And finally, over on sheet 5, Wiley Allen leading Kathy Auld 6-2. They're playing the 6th end. Kathy has the hammer. Well, that ends our broadcast this morning from the London Curling Club. We'd like to take this moment to thank our viewers for tuning in to our coverage of the BrokerLink Ontario Mixed Curling Championships, brought to you by Curl On, the Ontario Curling Association. On behalf of Mary and the entire TSL crew, Join us again this afternoon at 4:30 for more curling action from the ice to your device. This has been a presentation of Title Sports Live.